For some of you, it may have already happened, and for others, it may be lurking around the corner. But summer slowdown does usually mean a decrease in sales for our online reselling businesses. And there are many ways that you can come against this, but I'm going to tell you the number one proven way to come against summer slowdown or just slow sales in any season. And that's having really good items that sell quickly and for good money. So today we're gonna jump into my eBay store and my Poshmark closet and show you guys the items that have sold for $50 or more for the entire month of April. And before we do that, I'm gonna quickly just jump into the numbers and show you guys what I sold in total on those platforms. So let's jump into my screen and get right into it. So as you can see on eBay, I did $11,884 and some change. That's up 13.7% from the previous month. Typically, April is going to be a slower selling month than March for my business, but this is an increase for me because I was selling better items, and that's the whole point of today's video. You can see I sold roughly the same amount of items, but I sold way better items. My average sales price was up 12% to $44.85. And on Poshmark, we did just under $2,000 in sales. So that's in between $13,000 and $14,000 in sales. And just for a little added bonus, if you're just here following me, I've been selling a lot more on Whatnot. If you want some steals and deals, go follow me on Whatnot. The link will be in the description. But in April, I did sell $6,322 in sales on Whatnot as well. So all said and done, I think that puts me close to about $20,000 in gross sales for the month of April, which is typically, like I said, not the best month for selling online. So we're gonna jump into the items that make great months possible, even when it's not the best time of year to be selling. If you've been following the channel for a while, you will have seen these in previous videos because I bought a bunch of these from an online arbitrage clearance sale for $44 a piece. And this is my very last one of these Howler Brothers Gaucho shirts. This sold for 72 bucks. What you're looking for are the embroideries on the top of the chest. And right in here, it does say Gaucho snap shirt and the brand Howler Brothers right there if you're looking out in the wild. Depending on what is embroidered on these shirts, they actually can sell for way more than $72 even in used condition. So I would use Google Lens to figure out what it's called and do an eBay search before listing at just $72 or in this range, because some can be worth really big money. Next up, we have some 10,000 pants. This is a really good brand. Let me find you guys the logo real quick. I think it's on the back. Yeah, the logo was actually right here on these pants, just written out. It was actually pretty hard to see. You can kind of see 10,000 right there. These are tactical utility classic fit pants. I figured that out by just going to their website, but they have like adjustable waist, a lot of cool little features and pockets and things like that. A very techy, modern brand. This is a really fast selling brand, and this is one of the best selling items from that brand are these tactical utility pants. So here we have actually two sales that sold for over 50 bucks. It's two of the exact same item, just in two different colorways. So let me pull one up so you can get an up close look. These are LL Bean canvas Sherpa lined vest. Vintage, made in USA, which for LL Bean is always going to be more money. Both of these were picked up, and many items that you'll see today were picked up in my best haul ever. I found a lead on Facebook for actually an estate that was being cleared out for a very high-end outdoor clothing collector. Got a lot of really expensive boots and clothes and jackets and all that kind of stuff. You'll see them sprinkled in throughout the video. I actually have a video on that haul. If you want to check out the video, I'll put a little card here so you can click and watch that after this video. But I filled my entire car. I could not see out any window other than the windshield for I think 25 or 2,600 bucks. It says that in the video if you check it out. I think that I paid roughly like $10 to $15 a piece on a big stack of jackets that these were included in. So let's just call it $15 a piece. Still a great flip, 15 into 60 times 2. Really happy with that. Another brand I got a ton of in that haul was Filson. And this was a Mackinac Virgin Wool Packer hat. The wool hats sell for more than the cotton hats. I mean, that's pretty standard. Wool sells for more than cotton in most categories. This sold in a day for 70 bucks. Happy to accept an offer right after a big bulk buy like that to start recouping those funds. This one was vintage, made in USA. I'll show you guys the tags. This was the brand tag, and this is like the material, and it has the size, made in USA, really cool vintage Filson piece. Before we jump into the last Poshmark item, I do want to say the main secret to avoiding summer slowdown and having good sales all year round is having amazing items, but there are other tools that can help. The reason that I have my items on Poshmark is because Nifty.ai makes it really easy to cross-list, and they do a lot of automation on my eBay store and on my Poshmark closet to keep those up and running and keep my sales pumping in at a high velocity. So I can't recommend them enough. If you do want to try using a cross-lister or an automation service for eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and I think they're adding a couple others, use my code or the link in the description for 7 free day trial and a discount on your first month. Let's get back to the items. Last up on Poshmark here, we have a lot of 4 Peter Millar striped polos. These ones individually don't sell for tons anymore. So I thought when I saw these all at the thrift store at the same kind of style, similar striped pattern, same size, that I would just lot these all up together and sell them together. And it worked. Sold for 72 bucks, the lot of all 4 of these. Popping over to eBay, we're sorted from highest to lowest. So I went down to where the $50 sales started, and we're gonna scroll up and work all the way up to my very best sales for the month of April. All right, the first item we have here is a Scales golf polo. It was new at tag, so I probably would have picked this up at a typical thrift price, but the reason this one sold for $50 is because of this little Trump golf course logo. Because he is one of the most famous people in the entire world right now, the value of his items are gonna be at an all-time high, and so I use that to sell this item for a premium of $50, probably normally like a $25 to $30 item. Pretty much doubled the value, and that sold for 50 bucks plus shipping. Next up, we have these Lululemon Utilitech Carpenter pants. I sold these for, I think, $52 plus shipping. They were new at tags. I got these for $29 a piece at the Lululemon outlet. Didn't sell for as much as I had hoped. They'd been sitting for a while, and I just decided to accept an offer to get them moving. This was an online arbitrage buy. Paid 27 bucks, I believe, for these Faherty pants. Not the best size of 42 by 32, but Faherty is a really good brand. These stretch terry pants can sell really well even in used condition. These sold for 50 bucks, so not the biggest profit margin, but I am happy to move those items quickly when I pay up for them online arbitrage, and it also gets my listing moving up in the searches when I get a sale for an item I have multiple of. You can see I have 1 more remaining, so I wouldn't be surprised if that one has already sold by now or is going to sell quickly because I have a sale on that listing. Everybody's favorite golf brand, this is Rhoback. This was a performance hoodie. The model name for this was called the Hezi Performance Hoodie. This is the logo that you're looking for, this little dog logo, and this is the inside tag. Anything from this brand is an automatic pickup at a standard thrift price. I've paid up to $25 a piece for their items just because they sell so fast on eBay, and if you get the right print and the right pattern and the right size, things can sell for even more money than this as well. Next up, we have some BYLT pants. These are called the Everyday 2 pants. You kind of got to, decipher their little code here. In size 34, a slim fit. They sold for 50 bucks plus shipping, and they were new at tags. Once again, we have another Rhoback item. This had like a very American flag, red, white, and blue vibe with the logo here. So I put all the red, white, and blue striped USA flag, all that good stuff in the title to get it to sell quickly, and it sold for 54 bucks. Standard market for an item like that on Rhoback is probably between $40 and $50. So I did get a little bit of a premium because I keyworded it up with those USA flag, kind of the 4th of July patriotic theme. That is the theme of the shirt. Paid 22 bucks for these Asics Japan sneakers. I've sold 4 or 5 pairs of these from the Kohl's clearance event. They sold for 50 bucks plus shipping. Just a very simple, clean, classic sneaker in a very preppy tennis colorway, which is very in style right now. This is a really fun sale for me. I like unique Patagonia items. This was called the Dragonfly Houdini Rain Jacket. This was like a translucent, super, super lightweight windbreaker with a really kind of unique neck, curved hem fit on the bottom. Just a unique Patagonia item, which I always appreciate. Size medium, a little bit of an older tag. Yeah, fall of 02. So Y2K, vintage, 2002. I typed in this style code. I had to do a little bit of digging because it is a very old style to find that model name. And I listed it higher than the other comps and got the sale. I think I listed this for 60 and it sold for a 10% off offer that Nifty actually sent out for me. We have another lot here. These are graphic polos from Under Armour. I love the vibrant colors on these. This one was like a peach, pink, salmon kind of color with the blue floral. and this one was white with the pink and green floral graphic on there. Together they sold for $55, so that's what, like 27 bucks a piece, which is really good for Under Armour polo. And then I maximized my profits by selling them together, saving a little bit on the shipping and on the fees. LL Bean outerwear sells for me year round. It's just a great outerwear brand. Not everything from the brand is good year round, but the outerwear, I'd be picking it up, especially at a cheap price. I used this style code right here. I typed it into Google to figure out that this was called the Primaloft Packaway Lightweight Hooded Jacket. Put all those keywords into my title and got this sold super fast for 51 bucks in season, probably more like a $75 jacket. I picked up these Ariat boots for 5 bucks plus $9 shipping on Whatnot, so 14 bucks. They sold for 50. Just a very basic Ariat model. The size 8 is not the best size, so they were a little bit of a slower seller, probably why I got such a good deal on them. And they did have different insoles rather than the original insoles inside of them. So that probably did not help me either, but all things considered, 14 into 50 plus shipping, never gonna complain about that. Here's another Filson item from that estate buy. Lots of vintage made in USA. These are the Style 78, which is the dry, not the oiled finish, but the dry tin cloth shorts. They have like a very canvas feel. Not even really the best size, but because that made in USA Filson stuff is just so desirable, they sold for basically my 10% off offer, once again, of the $60 full price. So $60 full price, 10% off offer, automatically sent out. Got that sale quickly. These sold, I think, within like an hour of me listing, so maybe I even underpriced them a little bit. But Filson, definitely a home run brand. Buy it anytime you can at an affordable price. Pick this Levi's denim jacket up in the same buyout in that same stack that was like 10 to 15 bucks a piece as the LL Bean vests. This was a like a acid wash distressed denim jacket. Size 3XL. I'm not sure if in denim jackets 3XL is a good or bad size, but you know, I just was buying a whole stack of jackets, so I picked it up anyway, and I was really happy about a quick full price sale of 50 bucks plus shipping. Picked up this Novika travel vest in one of my videos from quite a while ago in a live sourcing video. I saw comps of like 75 when I found it. The reason that it stuck out to me at the thrift store, I'd never heard of the brand, but it felt super unique. And turns out that it actually was made from baby alpaca, I guess wool and Pima cotton all combined, and it had a very unique feel to it, and it did take a while to sell. Sold out of season. Really happy to get 58 bucks for that. I think I paid 7 bucks. Here we have another $15 jacket from that buyout. This was a Carhartt Storm Defender midweight rain jacket. Really cool, like green and gray color blocked colorway. Good size of 3XL, sold for 58 bucks plus shipping. This is a little sleeper niche of Under Armour items. This like ribbed material, they call it their Daytona fabric. If you put golf and Daytona on an Under Armour item, that is that with these little ribbed sections here. I've seen great success with my sell-through rate and sales price on those particular Under Armour items. This one was new at tag, so it sold for even more of 60 bucks plus shipping, and it sold really fast. Paid 20 bucks for these in that estate buyout. These were Kuru Moment sandals. Kuru is a pretty good shoe brand to be on the lookout for. I have not sold it in quite a while. I used to find it and sell it a lot more commonly. I found these new in the box at that estate, like I mentioned. I sold them as new without box so that I could save a little bit of money on the shipping, and they sold really quickly for 59 bucks plus shipping. Here we have another Filson hat. This one was a waxed canvas tin cloth Packer hat. So they have dry cloth and they have the waxed canvas and they have oiled finish on the tin cloth material. Lots of little nuances in the Filson world, but basically all I did was type in this style code into Google to figure out what these were called. I put some measurements of the hat, and it did have the size on here of XL as well. Another really fast seller. 60 bucks plus shipping. Next up is a Suit Supply blazer. Suit Supply can be really, really good. I'm not really sure the nuances of the brand. I just look it up when I find it because I've had really good success selling it. This was a wool silk blend, so I figured that it was going to be an upgraded material, and it did sell very fast for 60 bucks. Another Rhoback item. This was size men's XL, so I was able to get a little bit more money for it because it is a better size. This was just a plain performance quarter zip. Once again, here's that tag. If you see this tag or this brand, just buy it. Next up is a Polo Ralph Lauren double knit bomber jacket. I picked these up at Marshall's for 39 bucks a piece. Retail price is 148 bucks. I was selling them for 100 bucks, and this one got returned to me. And when it got returned, it got an oil stain on the sleeve. So I was able to deduct some of the funds from the refund when they returned the item. And then I was able to still turn around and sell this for 68 bucks with that flaw. So I ended up still basically breaking even as if I got that original $100 sale. So yeah, really good item. Even in used condition, I would be picking this up and probably selling it for, you know, more than 50 bucks. Another $15 jacket from the buyout. This was a Patagonia camo jacket. The model name was called the Stretch Terry, spelled weird, planing hoodie. Good size of 2XL. And, you know, also had this little fishing UPF logo on there. So I figured this was an upgraded model. When I found it, was really happy that it worked out as good as I had planned. This style code led me to that model name, 86185. I typed that into Google and that gave me all the information I needed. There were a lot of these listed for a lot less, but I listed mine high because of the size and the camo pattern, and I was happy I did. Got that $75 sale. Polo Ralph Lauren is such an underrated brand in my opinion. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren, like a twill, like blazer, lightweight, unstructured suit jacket kind of thing. It did have some cool, like, kind of chore pockets on the front. So definitely a very, like, unique but in-style look. 100% cotton, XL, not overly vintage, nothing like really standing out about it other than just the brand and not a super common item from that brand. This unstructured jacket. Unstructured blazers are going to be great sellers in the summer, so be looking for those in all your better brands. This sold for 70 bucks really quickly. Next up, we have some Levi's 510 skinny jeans. Not something I'd recommend picking up, but if you find them new with tags, they can still be pretty good. I sold 2 of these to the same buyer for 68 bucks, and I paid 8 bucks a piece in an eBay store buyout a few months ago for these. Paid 37 bucks directly from Mountain Hardware's website for this like desert camo down puffer jacket. A really cool piece in my opinion. The retail price is $260, so I figured there was some margin there and really happy to move that for 75 bucks even out of season. Here we have some more Filson pants. These are the dry tin cloth pants, so they don't have the oil finish. They do have the suspender buttons right here, which is kind of like a Filson staple. They were marked up and had distressing all over, and they still sold for 75 bucks. So that's just how good that brand is. This is another item that I picked up for $8 a piece in that eBay store buyout and sold 2 to the same buyer, which really helps, maximize my profits on, those items. These are Prana Bryon 2 pants. This is the tag. You can see the original retail price is 85 bucks. A really good inseam of 34 as well. And 2 of those sold for 81 bucks. So just a little over 40 bucks a piece. So still a pretty good item, even if you were just selling one of them. These sold on that same automatic 10% off offer and to the same buyer as those shorts that we sold earlier, the Filson shorts in size 42. These ones were new at tags and they were the shelter cloth model. I have no idea really what that means. I just put all that information in the title, got them listed. I thought I listed high at 90 bucks. Like I said, the automatic 10% off offer came through and they sold almost immediately with that other pair. I did sell a pair of these on Whatnot as well, and they sold for $78 on Whatnot. So I don't know if I underpriced them on eBay, but yeah, still an amazing item. Any new at tags Filson item is going to be a great seller. I paid 47 bucks from an online clearance sale. Can't give away all my secrets. For this On Cloud running jacket. It's called the Zero jacket because it's like extremely lightweight and see-through and all that good stuff. You can say the original retail price is 160 bucks on here. Was able to sell it for 92 bucks for a quick flip and a quick profit. Really happy about that. Next up, we have another lot. The brand is Holderness and Bourne. These were tailored fit polos. When I saw all 3 of these together at the thrift store, I knew that I was going to lot these up because I've just been having a lot of good success with lots lately, and it helps me with my time invested because I'm only doing 1 listing for 3 items, maximizing my profit with the fees and with the shipping. So it's all a win-win all the way around. The only reason I would not lot up something like this would be if I needed more items to keep hitting my daily listing goals. But because I've been doing really well with having enough inventory lately, haven't had that problem, so I've been doing a lot more lots to save time and money. And it paid off for 85 bucks for 3 of these Holderness and Bourne golf polos. Paid $22 for these G4 Ghost Project golf shoes. I copied somebody's listing for this. I did not notice that Ryder Cup was in the title. I probably would have taken that out because I know that Ryder Cup has zeroed on eBay in the past, but it's already sold, so nothing I can do about it now. Hopefully I'm in the clear, but I would recommend not putting Ryder Cup in your title, but putting it in the theme of your listing if it is relevant to your listing. I'm not sure why that's relevant to these shoes, but either way, the comps were really good on these and they sold for $90 plus shipping. This sold for $80. This was an REI Motility jacket. I did find it at the thrift store, new with tags. Luckily, it had the model name right here for me and had all the details that it was waterproof, windproof, 4-way stretch, all that good stuff. And I could even see the original retail price of $169. Typically, if I can't find any comps on an item that's new with tags, I usually price for roughly around 50 to 60% of the retail value. And that's what I did here. I priced these at $90 and they sold for that automatic 10% off offer. So 81 roughly, $81 for the REI Motility jacket in new condition. Here we have another one of those Filson hats, but this one was new with the tag. So this one sold for just a premium of $90. But exact same thing with that as that other hat, just new with tags. This one surprised me a little bit. I picked this up in that eBay store buyout a few months ago, so $8 per unit roughly into these items. This was a Buffalo Bills sideline sweatshirt, but when I looked up either this style code or maybe I just put it into Google Lens, this was actually the 2023 sideline edition. So I saw some crazy comps for like $50-$60 in new condition. So I listed mine super high for I think like $80 and I got an offer for $73 and I took it. So really happy about that. It is worthwhile to go through and do the little bit of extra research on some of these items. If you have a hunch that something might be worth more, or if you feel the material and it just feels a little bit better, a little more high quality than, your typical Nike hoodie, do the little extra research. You'll be surprised on how often there is some more details to be found and some more money to be made. Next up, we have a Barber jacket. I paid $25 a piece for a different stack of jackets at that buyout, and this one was one of those ones included. This was called the lightweight Beaufort, I don't know. Beaufort makes sense, but B-E-A-U is Beaufort? I don't know. Good size of 2XL, plaid lined, corduroy collar, chore pockets, field jacket. It's got the detachable hood. This thing had, everything you could want for a lightweight jacket. They do make more heavier weight ones that are more expensive. I think I listed this for $100, got an $85 offer, and took it to move it quickly. Another online arbitrage sale here. This was a Fjallraven, I don't know how you say it, Lada sweater. This one did have this little like shawl neck with the buttons here. That did add a little bit of value, so I listed mine higher than the other ones that were comping out. And was able to get a $90 sale. I think I had it listed for $100, and I think I paid $45, so really happy about that. The margins on online arbitrage are going to be a little bit less typically, but I'm happy to move those items quickly and make my profit and move on to the next item. Here we have a Wilson's Leather reversible Sherpa leather bomber jacket. I picked this up from one of my wholesalers. I think I paid $40 for it, or $35 for it, or something like that. I listed originally for $120, got an offer on the same day I listed for $90, and I accepted it because it's out of season, so I don't want to be stuck holding those jackets through the summer. And also, this thing was huge, massive, taking up a ton of space on my jacket rack. So I'm happy to get that thing sold for a profit quickly. Same thing, with this $90 sale, 45 into 90. This was 40 into 90. If I can do that fast and make my $25 profit in the middle there, I will do that anytime to move those items quickly. Here we have a Robert Graham shirt. This one was cool. It was new with tags, and it was size 5XL, and it was a linen blend. Let's see if we can find that tag here. And it was a linen blend, you can see right here. So I had a lot of things going for it. Couldn't find anything like it and nothing in 5XL. So I listed mine high and got that full price sale of $99, $95, $100. This is another little lot experiment I did. I picked up 2 of these shirts for $29 a piece at the Lululemon outlet. These are the Venture Classic Fit button-up long sleeve shirts. You can see the retail price is $118 on them. So somebody got a great deal, 2 of them for $100 plus shipping, $120 out the door. So basically buy one, get one free for the customer. I'm still able to make my $20 or so profit in there and keep things moving quickly. I paid up $23, I believe, for this Levi's jacket, but the black denim jackets from Levi's sell for way more than the regular blue colored ones. And I knew that going into it. So I bought this blind, 23 bucks. I did not look it up. I found a comp for about 100 and I saw another one for like 75 and I saw another one for like 120. So I listed mine at the highest end that I saw of 120. It is vintage, but it's only 2002 and it's not made in USA. So these could be worth even more if you found made in USA or from the 90s, 80s, etc. Did end up getting the sale for over $100, $103 plus shipping. Really happy about that sale because, like I said, I did pay up for it without looking it up. And yeah, happy it worked out and my instincts were correct on that one. I got this Filson vest online arbitrage delivered to my door for I think 27 bucks or maybe 37. I can't quite remember. It was quite a while ago. Once again, I was accepting a little bit of a lower offer of 65 because I didn't want to hold this all the way through the summer season, but was still able to turn a nice little profit. 37 into 65 would still be fine in my book, and get that sold. This was my very last one, so happy to sell it before summer truly kicks in. Patagonia Nano Puff, these things sell so good, so fast. Amazing item to be on the lookout for, especially the men's ones. This one was a men's medium in like a navy blue colorway. You can look up the style code right here. This was 84212. And that will tell you what the model name is of a Patagonia jacket. Like I said, this one was a Nano Puff, a staple model for the Patagonia line. Sold full price, $110 plus shipping, really fast. Here we have some more of the shelter cloth material from Filson. These ones were dry, as in not oiled or not waxed. They do have those classic suspenders buttons. I bought these for, I think, 10 or 15 bucks a piece from that estate buyout. They also had the suspenders attached, so I listed the suspenders separately, and you'll have to wait until next month's video to see those, but little spoiler, they sold for more than 50 bucks. The model number is 579, and they are on that vintage tag. It's not super old because it does say Filson.com, so this is probably like mid-2000s is what I would guess. But either way, when it has the paper tag and made in USA, those are the ones that the collectors are looking for. They sold for 85 bucks plus shipping. All right, I sold 2 of these Todd Snyder selvage denim jackets. I picked these up for, what did I pay? I think 60 bucks a piece online arbitrage. One sold for 125 and one sold for 115. I got, I think, 3 of these in 3 different sizes, and I have just 1 or 2 left. I thought they would have sold quicker, so I have had to lower my price because I think that you could get closer to like 200 bucks on these if you were being patient. But as you've seen in other things that I've sold, I really enjoy a quick sale and keeping cash flow high in my business and actually selling items instead of storing them. So I'm happy to accept these 115 and 125 offers if I paid 60 bucks for them, make my money, and move on to the next item. I will give you guys a little close-up on the jacket here. They do have this selvage denim on the inside, which obviously is really desirable from denim collectors, and the retail price is $328, so somebody's getting a great deal at 125 bucks plus shipping. Paid 5 bucks for these in that estate buyout. Once again, these were Birkenstock gladiator style sandals. They had like this strap that went up the ankle. I could not find too much about these on eBay. The model name is Athens. I couldn't find any in like men's sizes in this colorway, so I listed at I think 100 bucks. Yeah, 100 bucks, and I thought that was high, and they sold in a day on the automatic 10% off offer from Nifty. So maybe underpriced these. If you find these Birkenstock in the gladiator style, definitely something to be on the lookout for because they can sell for a premium. This was another Whatnot to eBay flip. I picked these up for I think 5 bucks plus that $9 shipping again from the same buyer. These were new at tags, but vintage Nike ACG boots. They did have a couple scuffs just from storage, as you can see here, but these things were super cool. Still had the hang tag there, and you can see the older tag from 2006, so 1 year from being technically vintage, but you know, they're still vintage. Leather boots, the model name, the Goa Dome honestly never heard of it. I was only 11 years old when these were being made. So don't know too much about them, but I listed really high because there wasn't anything like it, and I got the sale for $129. I think I originally listed for $150, so happy to accept a $129 offer. This next listing is for a lot of two of those same double knit sweatshirts. Somebody messaged me wanting to buy a green one and a gray one. So I just made a custom listing. I didn't change the pictures to add in the gray one. Made a custom listing for roughly $151. I'm not sure why that came out to an odd number. I can't quite remember what I was working on with the person. But either way, I was happy to sell these because they were the last two of these jackets that I had picked up. And like I mentioned, I had 39 into each one. So if I was able to sell them both together, I was saving on the fees and the shipping, which really helped me in maximizing my profits and finishing out that deal from all of the similar items that I had purchased when I bought a bunch of these from Marshalls. Here we have a huge bolo. These I paid, I think, $20 for from that estate buyout. The brand is Schnees Boots. These were the Hunter 16-inch pack boots. This is an amazing boot brand to be on the lookout for. They sell super fast. They sell for crazy money. Some models can sell for even more. I did, in that buyout, if you watch the video, buy a couple that are new in box. I listed them crazy high because the retail price on these boots are pushing $400. So a really high-end boot brand to be on the lookout for. And this model is a really fast seller. Sold for $150 plus shipping, and they sold super fast. I think I originally listed for $200, even in used condition, and took a quick $150 offer. This is probably my favorite sale from the month. These are vintage Polo Ralph Lauren pants. These were super cool. They had this like fireman clasp on there. Another term for that clasp is lobster clasp, which I think I put in the theme of the description. Some people call it fireman, some people call it lobster, but it really is just like when it's like a little buckle clip and then it has this little eye here that you can hook it together. Vintage, really heavyweight canvas, super heavyweight canvas. I don't know if that's showing through in the photos. And they also were double knee. So if you know of the Carhartt double knees, they reinforce this fabric here so that it is going to last a super long time. And even if you get a hole, it's not going all the way through, so you can keep wearing them things. Okay size of 36-30, but the details on this made this thing a winner. I listed at $300 because there was nothing like it. I got an offer for $200 and I accepted. Happy to get them sold because you never know how long something like that is really gonna sit. And I think I paid $12 at the thrift store, so 12 into 200. Definitely my best margin flip for the month. And this was another really great sale. No comps on this whatsoever. I listed high at $150. Maybe I underpriced them because they sold in just one day for full price of $150. These are Mizuno Wave Prophecy 7. When you see Mizuno shoes with these like gaps in the midsole here, definitely look those up and do your research. These are a very desired model from Mizuno, and they don't make them anymore. So the OGs that really want these are willing to pay up if you can find them in good condition. These were a men's size 12, which was a really good size to find. I found the women's before, and they sell in the $50 to $100 range. Last time I found them, I haven't checked it recently, but men's, I cannot find hardly any with this like wavy midsole. And when I looked it up, I couldn't find any. I just listed high at $150 and got that full price sale. So if you want to keep your sales high as we head towards these summer months, my best recommendation would be finding these fast selling and high sales price items that you can sell to keep your store running smoothly. And secondly, I would also recommend, if you're not already cross-listing, try cross-listing. And if you're not using an automation software like Nifty.ai to help increase your sell-through rate on your items, definitely try that out with my link down below to get 7 days free and a discount on your first month. And we will see you guys soon. Peace out.